the discussion on the Thevenin's theorem. As a recap, we have gone through the discussion on circuit elements and the network topology, circuit laws, both nodal and the mesh method of analysis, and the superposition theorem earlier. The need of the Thevenin theorem has to be understood with this particular diagram. So this is a simple diagram. Only thing, the load resistance is a variable. So for the given value of the load resistance, we can formulate a set of mesh equations or set of nodal equations, and we can find out the load current. For say the next or the different value of the load resistance, we have to frame this particular set of equations again, and the solution has to be obtained. So whenever say the load resistance is changing and we are interested in finding out the load current, we have to frame the set of equations again and again. So that particular is involving a lot of computational efforts. So on this aspect, the Thevenin theorem can be of much help to us. In the Thevenin's theorem, the rest of the circuit is represented by an equivalent, simplified equivalent, so we can calculate the load current directly without much of the computational efforts. So that is one aspect. Another is, if suppose say we are interested in finding out the value of the load resistance to which the maximum power can be delivered. So the importance of the Thevenin theorem has to be on two counts: when say the load resistance is changing or varying, or where we have to find out the load resistance value to deliver maximum power. This particular, you can say again say the same re-representation, where the rest of the circuit is shown by the linear circuit in a rectangular box. The load resistance is itself varying. Now the intention is to represent this linear circuit by an equivalent. So in the Thevenin's theorem, this is represented by a voltage source with a series resistance. That particular nomenclature is VTH and RTH. VTH stands for the Thevenin voltage, RTH stands for the Thevenin resistance. The Norton theorem, which is a complementary to the Thevenin's theorem. So here say the current source is taken, that particular is a Norton current. The parallel resistance is coming out to be the same Thevenin resistance. So these two are going to be discussed in this particular lecture and the next lecture. Thevenin theorem suggests that a linear two-terminal circuit can be represented by an equivalent circuit consisting of a voltage source VTH and a resistor RTH. However, there is a process to find out the VTH and the RTH. So VTH is nothing but an open circuit voltage, which we are saying the VOC. So VOC, OC stands for the open circuit. RTH is the equivalent resistance looking into the terminals while the load is disconnected and the independent sources are turned off. So these are, you can say, the word statement to support the Thevenin's theorem. However, the steps involved are precisely two. We have to calculate the VOC, which is VTH, and calculate RTH. So then, if suppose we are able to calculate these two, then the equivalent is formed, and simply by a relation I is equal to VTH upon RTH plus RL, we can calculate the load current. So it is not involving much of the computation. Now the question arises whether the simplified representation is an equivalent. So that is investigated with various conditions. So let us see what is happening at the open circuit. So open circuit means the load resistance is disconnected for both. When say there is a load disconnection here, there will be no current in this. Whatever say the VTH I am saying here, that particular will be corresponding to the open circuit voltage here. So VTH has to be equal to the VOC. Another is, when say the independent sources are turned off, so circuit is now consisting of only resistance, here also the resistance. So both has to be equivalent. In this particular it is the equivalent RTH. Here say we have to find out by, you can say, the solving the interconnection of the resistances, and that particular is regarded as the R input. So the circuit will be identical, or you can say the performance will be equivalent when say VTH will be equal to the VOC, RTH will be equal to the R input looked into the circuit while say independent sources are turned off. So there is a process to find out the VTH. So simple procedure is, that is the open circuit voltage, you disconnect the load resistance and then solve the circuit. Here only point, the load has to be disconnected, rest of the circuit should not be changed likewise. So this is a circuit which is consisting of a voltage source, current source likewise. So this is the terminal of interest, the load resistance is of 1 ohm, and we are interested in finding the current through this 1 ohm. So this is the VTH. What we will be seeing, this is a open circuit, so only one nodal equation is needed to solve or to find out the V. Once the V is obtained, you can find out the VTH as a potential divider arrangement. So this is the nodal equation, V minus 12 upon 6 plus V upon 10 minus 2 is equal to 0. So that is leading to V is equal to 15 volt. Once that is calculated, VTH is obtained as 6 volt. Now to calculate the RTH, there are say the process involved when say the circuit comprises of only independent sources, or the circuit involve dependent or controllable sources as well. So to calculate the RTH for the circuit with only independent sources is simplified. Remove the load resistance, first step. Voltage sources are turned off by short circuiting them. Current sources are made inactive by open circuiting, and thereafter we will be computing the resistance by the network reduction or the series parallel star delta conversion of the resistances. So for this, let us revisit the same question, and here say the load terminal. So we are interested in calculating the RTH because VTH has already been calculated. So to calculate it, we have to turn off all the independent sources. So the voltage source is short circuited. So 12 volt battery is replaced by a short circuit. Current source is to be open circuited. So the 2 ampere current source is open circuited. Now this is going to give you the RTH. What we are seeing here, that 6 ohm and 6 ohm, these two are in the series, and that 12 ohm resistance is in parallel combination of 4. So that particular is giving you the 3 ohm. Now this is a simplified representation. VTH is equal to 6 volt, RTH is equal to 3 ohm, and the current through this 1 ohm resistance can be calculated like this. If suppose say this load resistance is changed again, then we have to simply change the value here, and the load current can be calculated directly without solving rest of the circuit. Now calculate RTH when say circuit comprises both independent and dependent sources or only the dependent source. So in this, the first step is the same, that we have to remove the load resistance. All independent sources are turned off, so the voltage sources are short circuited, current sources are open circuited. Now when say it is having a dependent source, its effectiveness depends on the voltage or current associated with some other branch voltage or current. So therefore to count that, we have to connect an external source. So first step, let's say you connect a voltage source and measure the current through this. So ultimately we will be able to calculate RTH is equal to V0 upon I0. Another procedure which is on the complementary line. So in this, the rest of the steps are the same, but instead of the voltage source, we are considering a current source which is injecting a current, measuring the voltage across its terminal and calculating the RTH by the simple procedure V0 upon I0. So let us take one example where, say, there is a voltage source, independent voltage source, and there is a controlled or the dependent current source. For this, we are interested in finding out the Thevenin equivalent. So we have to calculate the VTH, we have to calculate the RTH. So first, the VTH steps. In the VTH, we are simply removing the load resistance and carrying forward the computation without changing anything, without, you can say, disturbing the independent or the dependent sources. So with this background, when say this terminal is open circuited, only two nodes are left in the circuit, one is taken as a reference. So we will be forming the nodal equation here as per the procedure, and thereafter we will be calculating. So in that particular VTH is equal to VOC, which is nothing but 4 times the IX, and that particular is giving you the value likewise. So this is, you can say, the original circuit is also presented for the ready reference. Now we are interested in calculating the RTH. So what is the process? That remove the load resistance, turn off the independent sources. So here say the voltage source is there, that particular is made short circuit. Now there is a dependent source, so to count its effectiveness we are connecting a external voltage source of V0 value and calculating the current through that I0. So in this we will be solving the equations again by, say, the nodal arrangement. This particular node whose voltage is known, so there is no need to write the nodal equation here. So only we will be writing one nodal equation corresponding to this. So that particular is V by 5 plus 0.75 Ix, that is the outward current, plus V minus V0 upon 3 is equal to 0, or you can frame that, because V minus V0 upon 3 is equal to Ix, so this is the Ix as well. In that calculation, while systematically we are following, we are able to calculate the Ix likewise. So the I0 is calculated on that way, and once the I0 is able to be related with the V0, so you can calculate V0 upon I0, that will be equal to the RTH, so that is 2.9841 ohm, and correspondingly the simplified representation is done. So this is a VTH, this particular is the RTH, and here say this is a load resistance, so you can easily calculate the load current likewise. Another example, here say both independent sources are considered. So the process is to find out the open circuit voltage and the RTH. So first the open circuit voltage, the process is there. Now what we will be seeing in this particular diagram, that this particular is acting as a potential divider. So the voltage across this 4 ohm will be 3 upon 2 plus 4, 6. So 3 by 6, which is a current, multiplied by 4. So that particular will be the voltage of VA with respect to this point. VB is having a minus 4 volt. So VAB, which is equal to the VOC, is giving you the value 6 volt likewise. Now the original circuit is there and we are interested in calculating the RTH. So the process is simple. You remove the load resistance, so that particular is removed. Both are the independent voltage sources, so they are short circuited likewise. Now just to look at this 2 and 4 ohm, they are coming out to be in parallel. You have redrawn this particular equivalent, so these two are drawn. Here say this 4 ohm resistance is coming out directly across this particular shorted line. So the equivalent will be like this. The parallel equivalent of a short circuit and a resistance, that will be 0 always. So the RAB is basically giving you the equivalent value of 2 and 4 ohm in parallel. So that particular is 4 by 3. RTH is known, VTH we calculated previously as 6 volt. So the equivalent circuit we are able to frame, and that particular is giving you the current of 0.643 ampere. Now this particular is another example where say the circuit is having only the dependent source and we have to find out the Thevenin equivalent. So this is an interesting example. Now when say this particular circuit is not having any independent source, so the VTH will be right away 0. That particular is one aspect. Second, to calculate the RTH, you have to have an external voltage source V0 across the terminal, and you will be measuring the current I0 through that. So in this particular, we have to form the, let's say, the nodal equation. So this intermediate node voltage is assigned V1, and with respect to that we will be making a calculation. So that is V1 minus 10 Ix upon 4, that will be the outward current here. Ix is this much, which is nothing but V1 upon 2. This particular branch is carrying current V1 minus V0 upon 1. So that particular is giving you the arrangement. Now Ix is, as mentioned, V1 by 2. So V1 is basically 2Ix. This we will be making a substitution here, and you will be, or we will be able to calculate Ix is equal to V0. Now from this you will be finding out the value of I0. So I0 is nothing but V0 minus V1 upon 1. So that particular is written I0 is equal to V0 minus V1. Here say we will be making a substitution of V1, which is equal to 2Ix, and Ix is equal to V0. So that particular is giving you the value of minus V0. Now this particular I0 is equal to minus V0 is a relation between V0 and I0. So from this we will be able to make the current calculation RTH, which is equal to V0 upon I0 is equal to minus 1 ohm. Now this negative resistance is a really a interesting property, because we have not seen the resistance as negative value. The negative resistance suggests that it is generating power. However, the resistance always absorbs the power. So in that sense you can say the power is delivered or supplied by such dependent sources. That is one aspect. And second point is that this use of the dependent sources is a way to simulate the negative resistance. So we should not be apprehensive about this negative resistance value. We have to substitute in the equivalent as negative and then calculate the load current, if suppose say it is having a VTH as well. Now the interesting summary of this particular discussion is that Thevenin's theorem is specifically suited when the load resistance is varying or changing. The rest of the linear circuit is represented by a voltage source VTH and a series resistance RTH. VTH is nothing but open circuit voltage. It is calculated by removing the load resistance. RTH for the circuit with the independent sources can be obtained by turning off independent sources and calculating RTH by series parallel or star delta conversion, or you can say the network reduction, where say the RTH for the circuit comprising dependent sources be obtained by turning off independent sources and making use of an external voltage source or current source, and then calculating correspondingly the value I0 or V0 the case may be, and thereafter we will be calculating RTH is equal to V0 upon I0. So next we will be discussing the Norton's theorem, and for further reading you can refer these particular textbook. Thanks.